Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Eldabi and I will be your teacher for today's lesson. I'm here to teach you something about organizing team activity in the workplace. Can I just get started with like a really simple question? Why are we doing all of this? Okay, maybe not super simple, but we're all hoping to graduate and get a job, right? Okay, so you're going to encounter a lot of interesting events in your workplace. And this is the lesson to help you prepare for that and encourage you to participate in it and to eventually create your own. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to do something within those lines, whatever it is. Right, so just, can you full screen the... No, it's just taking a minute to load. No. Yeah, here. Okay, so the agenda for our lesson today is through our introduction. We will go over the primary goals, the areas of focus, and a summary as well as the task. All right, so beginning with the first part. Thank you. In the workplace, you're not alone. Has anyone had a job here before? I know it's probably rare, you're all first years, but I have. Have you worked? Anyone here? What did you do? Yeah, at your job.
I work in real estate.
Real estate. You have a team with you in the yes, and I want to ask: does your did your job have an HR department?
Yes.
All right, that's very good. Does anyone here know what HR stands for? What does it stand for?
It's like manager of company.
Close. Anyone have an idea what HR stands for? He's very close. It's
Someone
that is what they do. HR stands for human resources at your job, and they are very important to the role of team activities at work. What about you? Opening a company? Like being a CEO? Well, you have a lot of time to figure it out. You're just the first year, after all. You can't know what you're gonna do when you graduate just yet. So these are your dream jobs. Keep these answers in mind for later, and keep thinking about them. Whatever your job is, you will likely encounter an HR department. And we've discussed human resources. So these are the core tenets of what you will be going through in your job. And I want to drill these words into your vocabulary, okay? So consider these because they will be important for the task soon enough. I'll write them down here for later. Collaboration. Can anybody define it for me? Collaboration. Raise your voice a little. Collaboration. What does it mean? And anybody have an idea? Well, collaboration means working together. It is the thing you do at a job, pretty much. I mean, a lot of people have jobs where they work alone, but the field we are in, we're more often than not going to collaborate with people. It's a very good trait to have to be able to be collaborative. Collaborative means working with others together on the same thing. If you've done a group project this year, you probably collaborated with your students. No. All right. The next word, motivation. Anybody familiar with this word? Motivation. Yeah, it drives you to work. That's a good one. Communication. Correct. So for future, I will ask to talk. So, does anybody know what communication means? It's a department in our university. Communicating, facilitating exchange and dialogue. And entertain. This is probably a weird one for it to just be here. This means just having fun. You guys have had fun before, right? Finally, consideration. These are the core parts of what you will be understanding for a organized workplace event. Consideration here, does anybody know what that means? Consider, comes from the word consider. So consideration means thinking about other people's needs, considering some factors. You will need to put all of these in mind for your workplace events. Right. The aim of workplace activities is to bring the workplace closer. Employees, people who work with each other, who see each other every day for work only, sometimes might not have super developed relationships, maybe. Or maybe they just go to work and then clock out of work, and that's just that. But all work and no play is kind of really boring, right? At your job, do you have any events? Yeah. What, for example, did you do in those events?
It's like developer.
Mm-hmm. Can you raise your volume?
Okay. Make events because people, people know what's new.
To update people about the things in fields. That's a good event. It keeps people updated. It fulfills collaboration and communication. The event that she had at her job told other employees about interesting things in the same market. It communicated. And that person collaborated with them to inform and to come up with new ideas. Alright? That's an interesting idea of a workplace event. I would like to position other workplace events, for example. Ones that fulfill, for example, entertainment. Have you guys ever done a secret room? An escape room?
Yes.
Escape rooms, you're all familiar with it. I was sent to an escape room at my job when I was working customer support. It was at the end of the shift. They let us go early, and it was me and a bunch of other employees. And HR organized it for us because we had a really tough week at work before. It was hard. It was also difficult to work with the customers and the managers. So they sent us to do an escape room. It was entertaining. And we collaborated. We did both of those things, and we came up with a lot of fun. Right? It was a good event. It made us develop our teamwork because we all had to work together to get out of the escape room. Right? This is one example from my own job, though you will be finding many, and I will be asking you to come up with some at the end of the lesson. So that's why I asked you to make a mentoring each. This is the aim of these events, to develop relationships. Right? For what we will be doing today, this is the activity that I mentioned. I will be having you plan for an activity today. All right. You will need to factor in these steps. Define objectives. You will need to have a purpose for your activity, for the thing you're organizing. Why in your job, for example, there will be jobs that will be listed later. Why are you coming up with this activity? For fun, entertainment, communication, collaboration. What input can you do? What consideration can you do? Maybe somebody has an allergy. So you ask them, hey, we're gonna have food at this event. Are you allergic to it? For example, you have to set a budget and propose. You have to talk to HR, or if you are HR, you have to set a budget to your managers outside. And you have to schedule the event and communicate details. Collaboration and communication. Alright, this is a very simple layout for making events. I would like to ask really quickly, define objectives. What of these does it fulfill? Can anyone tell me? Defining objectives, this one. Which of the 6 elements does it meet? This first stage of making an event. Communication. It's also motivation, actually. You find out what would motivate people, and you define that objective. Would anybody in the back like to say anything? I'm seeing some interest, I think. What about the second one? I just mentioned it earlier. The second one, gathering input. Which of the 6 does the second one fulfill? 6. Would anyone like to take a guess at it? I just said it, after all. Well, guys, I'll be asking you to pay more attention. I can explain again. You just have to ask me. Gathering input fulfills consideration. You take input from other people and you consider what they want because you're making this event for them.
What's the meaning of resume?
Gathering input means you take their input, you take their thoughts. You go to them and ask your other employees or your friends at work what they would want from an event. So you take their input, like maybe one of them wants to have fun, or maybe one of them wants to relax, or maybe one of them doesn't want to have an event. So you get their input. You know what they want or don't want. You consider. This is one of the steps. All right. Just keep this in mind. There will be a return to the slide later, in case you're not fully absorbed the knowledge. I would like to reiterate the areas of focus, but I would like to hear it from you guys. What have you understood from organizing an event? Maybe, how about this? What have you guys understood from organizing an event? Can you remove the earphones? Yes. Organizing an event for your job. What is the purpose of it? I said this. Well, I would like you to pay attention to the classroom now. Someone else? You guys were all pretty involved in this earlier, so. You seem like you have an idea. What is the point?
I don't understand the question.
The question is, why are we doing an event at work? Why are we doing a workplace event? Yeah. Why are we doing it for the employees?
Work and focus on my project and my job.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Can you use your volume?
Working, focus on my area and my job,
Mm-hmm.
project.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea? Anybody else? To show your. Oh. You could organize an event to do something like that, like the event at her job, where they were showing the recent developments at work. Alright. I will remind you here. There are bonding outcomes. Bonding means becoming friends. Okay? When you have bonding outcomes at work, you organize an event where people become social with each other more. Instead of just okay? And personal involvement is an event where it highlights the skills of people. You could have like a workplace event where it is about solving a puzzle or about cooking. It highlights personal choices in people that you do not see at work. Okay. So these are like some ideas for this next part. So for your task, I will group you all into 3 or 4. You all seem to be pretty grouped, so group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. Are you okay? Alright, group 5. Can you two come up and sit here so we can have 6 groups? Okay. So, these are the groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys will be scanning this QR code and joining the event team here. And I will be asking you guys to organize a workplace event. Either the event is for the employees to have fun, or for the employees to collaborate, or for the employees to be motivated, or for the employees to be considerate to each other. Okay? These are the workplaces for this exercise. Mm-hmm. Yes? Well, how about this? Take out a piece of paper. It seems that Mentimeter is malfunctioning because the website or the QR link is broken. Happens sometimes. We will not be using it. Just take out a piece of paper, and in that piece of paper, I want each group to select either a school, a writing center, an office job, a restaurant, a movie studio house, or a content creator space. Pick any one of these and make a workplace event for it. Something to have fun, or something to become better workers together. Okay? So, you have 10 minutes. Let's say actually 7 minutes. 7 minutes, okay? Everyone take up to make an event. Come up with your own event. Choose one of these workplaces. Like if you're a student, you're working like a teacher. If you're a writing center, you're working as an instructor or a journalist. If you're working an office job, you're working at like a customer service or real estate. If you're working at a restaurant, you're a chef. A movie studio house, maybe you're an animator or a movie director. Content creator space like TikTok, Instagram, if you're making your own content online with other people. Come up with an event where you and your other workers work together. Okay? Does everyone have a piece of paper out? Okay. So you have 7 minutes, and then I will be collecting your answers and hearing. Are you working on cars? So, pick any one of these places where you can have a job, and say you're an employee there. Choose one. Choose just one. As a group, choose one. You choose any one. And come up with an event there. Say, pick a restaurant. You want to have a workplace event at the restaurant. Maybe the event can be cooking together for fun, or coming up with new recipes. and this event has to, grow one of these. Okay, together on this, you guys don't take that. I would like you to concentrate, okay? Piece of paper or on your phone, pick one job, just write off your notepad. Don't use it, just write it off. Concentrate. You guys have chosen concentrate. So let's say this is the most great one. You can be any kind of color, and you can work with other people. We can make it. You can say like I chose content creator space. The event will be making a video together, collaborating on another YouTuber. What do you guys think? Take out your phone and write your notes. Notes out. You guys, ideas, so you're like working as a teacher? It's hard job. It's like just pick a job, pick a place, and when you pick it, say you're like a teacher, make it as an advocate for it. In order to say what you wrote, don't just send it, just also copy and paste it. We took this in the bed, copy and paste it to your device, so it's not lost. You guys, you've chosen a place? Restaurant, okay, that's a good idea. You guys chosen a workplace? Excuse me, on your phone, and you're not install the assuming that write it in your note app. Write it in your note app. Yes, what do you know? This is the one after the class. This is the one to ask me a question after the class. After the lesson is ended, if you still have questions, you can leave a question there. For this task, you should be picking, like, they have picked a job, and you're supposed to make an event in that job for the other people who work. Like, you work at a movie studio, your event can be watching movies together to get inspiration. Give us a note up, I'll give it to you. He's writing for you for this trip, so work with him. Work with each other. Hey, everything okay? You look like excited. Do you want to go to the bathroom or? Yeah, if you want to. Without. You guys are holding on, okay? You guys are coming to the table. There's like 2 minutes left, so I'm looking forward to your answers. Everyone seems to be working really hard on it. Open groups. Where are you headed? Okay. All right, guys. We'll be waiting just like a couple more seconds while the students outside just return. So take your time to find what you wrote in your answers. At least until they return, we'll be hearing the answers from each group. So group one, what did you come up with? What did you come up with? Yes. And the event?
Yes.
What did you come up with in the event? You were discussing.
Make people know about
Partner in content creators.
yes. It's very important because we must see our
This is a
make
communication. That's good. You guys. Okay. This group. What did you come up with? Hello. You guys are doing it? All of you at the same time? All right. Tell me what you. At school?
Project is culture based education. This project students أوزع الطلاب مجموعات and كل student كل جروب يبقى فيه بلد معين.
Representing different countries as groups.
Yes.
It's an interesting event for the
Yes.
teachers and students to work together.
Each group present the culture to the rest of the class and student can
Culture representation. Interesting.
learn more the benefits.
Thank you. And what did you guys come up with? Come up with a new item? Menu?
Premium,
It's a good one.
during games.
It's collaboration and entertainment.
Yeah.
I like your answer. Did you guys want something? You had something you were Well, well, thank you everyone for your time. I really liked the various responses from everybody, and you were a pleasure to teach.